Hi, let me introduce you to Silk Border. This is an effect that adds a border around your composition or slices. So let's add some slices. It's a feedback effect and it will fill this area of effect with some Gaussian blur and some displacement, and you can select the area from which it will add these effects, and that is the border width. And you can add some brightness to that border width, and you can add some corners to them. You can change the position of this border, so it can be on the outside of your slice or on the inside. There are two corner types, round and angled, and both will work on the inside or the outside. And you can add additional color on top of it, so this will render on top of the original border. So if I change to a video, you see that the orange is just added and is not part of the effect beneath. It can also be dark. When it's fully transparent, it will not render at all, so it won't use any resources. And then we have a look at the area effects. Like I said, this is a feedback loop with a Gaussian and some displacement. You can add back the original video. This is always a bit blurred, but if you change the quality, the total system quality back to 1, there's less blur on the background. I added this quality option, so this effect is quite light. It doesn't take a lot of GPU power, but you can blur it, you can displace it. So with a positive bloom it will extend, and with a negative bloom it will contract. For the bloom there's an additional option to render it in a fancy way. There are some edge problems in the quick mode. Let's have a look if I can create them. So here you see that black pixels from the outside of the composition are pulled into the feedback loop, and that's a problem Resolume has, and I cannot fix that. That's a bit of a shame, but like I said, there's not really something I can do about that, so I added also the fancy renderer. This creates a UV map internally and uses a UV map to displace this edge. It has problems of its own, but some of you will like this. So there's a reaction diffusion active when there's no blur, and this will create chaos in your borders. Some of you will really like this, others of you will not, because you're looking for the smooth effect. If the Gaussian is high, this will not happen, and then you get those very nice apple-like borders. There is also option to fade this area, then it will not attenuate as much inside. So if I go fully ham on it, you see you only have a very small attenuation inside the effect area. So this way you can control how far it will propagate, and the frost we already mentioned, and you can brighten up this whole area. Then there are some alpha options. So if the video beneath has its own alpha, close this. So the video beneath here has its own alpha, but the border keeps opaque pixel. That is in the alpha fill mode. If you go to persistent, you'll see that the video still propagates inside the border, but the alpha is also considered. Then there are some render options, so you can only render the borders with the slices inside, or a full composition. So this is the rundown of silk border. I hope you like what you see. Try it before you buy it, and have fun.